we'll be talking about what international exposure you can get at BIMTECH. And meanwhile, during the presentation, if you have any questions pertaining to international opportunities or otherwise, with respect to your admission or any other questions that you have, you can just put down your questions in the chat box, and they will be addressed at the end of the presentation. Okay. So any idea about what Center for International Affairs stands for, or what do we do, or what are your expectations from when you talk about international opportunities? What are your expectations? You can just use your microphone and talk, or type in the chat box as you feel comfortable. Nothing, no expectations, no idea? Okay, so basically what the Center for International Affairs does is our primary objective is to equip you for global business leadership. Okay, so we do this through a variety of programs such as student exchanges, guest lectures, joint research projects for students, and so on. So I'll be taking you through the major programs that we have that you can take part in during the duration of your 2 years in BIMTECH. These are some of the opportunities. The first one is student exchange. We have both incoming and outgoing student exchanges, which we have with our partner universities across Europe, USA, Australia, Canada, and so on. Then we have international guest lectures. So basically to add an international flavor to your classroom teaching. Not everybody can afford to go outside or spend a trimester or a semester abroad. So we also add a lot of international dimension to our curriculum, to our teaching curriculum, which you can take advantage of from the comfort of your classrooms in BIMTECH. So we will go through each one of these programs that are mentioned over here in detail. The first one is the guest lectures that I was just talking about. So every year we organize a program called as the International Week, wherein we invite guest lecturers from different universities across the world to basically deliver lectures to you on various domains of business management. So this year the program was conducted in February, and we had received 25 professors from 14 countries and 19 universities. So this is basically to expose you to a variety of advancements that are taking place across different domains in business management, not just in India, but across different continents. And this year, we had received lectures from almost all the continents across the world. Next one is the Diplomatic Guest Lecture Series. So some of you might have opted for the PGDM and International Business Program. So if you go through the curriculum, you will have a lot of courses which focus on international trade, ethics, and so on. So the Diplomatic Guest Lecture Series is basically a lecture series which is delivered by diplomats or ambassadors or foreign ministers and so on. So we invite them to campus, and the lecture focuses primarily on a foreign countries' economic and trade relations with India, and how these two countries, India and the foreign country, are doing business with each other. So you will basically understand the opportunities and challenges associated with that. Then next one is the student research and consulting projects. So for example, how we do it is these are virtual projects. So let's say I've given an example of Thomas Jefferson University in the US, with whom we recently did a project. So 25 students from BIMTECH were paired with about 25 students from Thomas Jefferson in USA, and they were divided into 5 groups. And each group, we ensured that each group has US participants from the US and participants from BIMTECH. So, and they were given a challenge, basically, that is a task to develop a business plan on a real world scenario, a business problem from the real world scenario. And the challenges that they came across were basically they had to overcome challenges such as cross-cultural understanding, working across different time zones. They understood the various market mechanisms that are working in India as well as in the US. So, and at the end of it, this was a competition, and at the end of it, the winning group won a cash award of $1,000 along with a certificate. So these kind of projects not only is not just a competition, but it also exposes you to various, you learn how to do business across different countries. So these are some projects that also you will be taking part of. You'll be a part of during your next 2 years. Then there are other competitions that are organized by various institutions across the world. One example is Ace the Case Global Challenge, which was organized in 2021 by University of Washington, Maryland, and Florida International University. And BIMTECH students get the opportunity to participate in this. And if you are doing well, you will of course win, or at least you will get exposure to how this works. The most popular program amongst these is the student exchange program, and it happens. It is open across all trimesters. So normally a student can opt for 1 or 2 trimesters in the partner university, and this is open to all the 4 programs. And normally, as far as our experience is concerned, normally students opt for the 3rd trimester, right, which is from January to March. In the case of 1 trimester, and in the case of two trimesters, it is from January to June. So you will have an orientation session after you join BIMTECH. So you in the month of June. So you will be having an orientation session wherein we will be providing you with all the details of the partner universities, how to apply, how to go about it, etc., etc. And after there will be an online application. After that, the selection process takes place. So selection process is basically based on your the details that you have filled out in your application form, and on the personal interview. Okay, so and the basic eligibility criteria is your academic performance in BIMTECH, that is. So basically you'll be applying, let's say in your 2nd trimester. So your academic performance in BIMTECH and your prior academic performance, that is your 10th, 12th, and your graduation, your performance in the interview, and the most important thing is your motivation to participate in this exchange program. Okay, and in case we have put in a factor called as personal behavior and social skills. That is because if you have a history of indisciplinary activities in BIMTECH, then your case will not be considered for the program. Coming to the most important part, that is the cost. It varies from host country. That is, sometimes students go opt for France, so France might be a little more expensive than Poland. So it really depends on which country you're choosing. And the tuition fee is waived off. So whatever you pay in BIMTECH, that is the only tuition fee that you pay. There is no extra tuition fee that you have to pay to the partner university. And then the other expenses, such as your air tickets, your visa, accommodation, food, etc., that will be taken care of by the student. And an approximate cost for 5 months duration would come up about 3.5 lakh Indian currency. This is just an approximate value. It really depends on your expenses, your standard of living. It could be less, it could be also a little more. So yeah, this is the basic process. As I was telling you, in June, you will be given an orientation program. In July, each of the programs, all the 4 programs, will be given a detailed presentation again about which university you should choose, or that is your decision, but we will give you the details of all the universities. Then in August, you will be receiving an online application form, after which you will have to go through the interviews. After the selection process is done, your names are basically sent to the partner universities, after which you receive an invitation letter. This would be in the month of September, right? And then after that, your document check will happen. Your documents will be verified again by the partner university and by us. And in October, you will have to submit to the Center for International Affairs about your travel details. There are these terms which are mentioned here, that is learning agreement, internship or dissertation and all that. So that you will get to know about these details after you join, right? During this briefing session that we conduct in July, you will be getting to know about all these details at that time. So these are some of the partner universities that we have mentioned where students often go. So we have in University of Warsaw in Poland, we have Kosminski again in Poland, which is not mentioned here. There are a list of, total BIMTECH has a total of about 70 partner universities, and there are about 15 of them wherein students normally go for student exchange programs. The number is less because, as compared to the 70 that I mentioned, it is less because we send students only to the universities where our academic calendar matches. So it does not match with all the universities. So wherever your academic calendar, your trimester, your schedule matches, we normally students opt for those universities. Yeah, that's about it from my end. This is what I showed already. So any questions that you guys have until here?
No, ma'am.
Nothing? Okay. Chandan writes for, okay, yeah, I think this is already taken care of. Any other questions related to your admissions? Jasprit says no, Chandan says no.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, when will we get the exact date of our college admission?
exact exact letter of admission.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you will have to speak to your, do you have the phone number of the admission counselor?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. I got it in an email.
okay. We are just putting it in the chat box anyhow. So you can take it up from there also.
And ma'am, when will our college begin?
The you will it will be beginning on the 15th of June tentatively. But in your admission letter, you will be receiving all the details as to when you have to report to the campus with what documents. You'll have to bring in all your documents. So your documents will be verified again.
In admission letter, there is written 2nd of June, but not any particular date.
Okay, regarding this, you will have to speak to your admission counselor.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. I have a small doubt.
Unmute. Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, I just want to know that if we want to accommodate before the reporting date, we can or we cannot. Like it's 14th of June for me, the PGDM course core, but I want to come beforehand if I can. So is it possible?
Actually, the date of joining has been changed. Now you need to join on 30th of June. So a revised registration letter will be sent to all the candidates.
Um, like it just changed now or before because I just
No,
got the
no.
letter few days back
Basically,
only.
2 days back it was sent for 15th June, and now it has been revised. You will be getting it another letter. I mean, the revised letter will be shared with you all, and the date will be 30th June now. So
Okay.
you please wait. It will be communicated to you all. Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Um, Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Please speak.
Hello, ma'am. When we will get a hostel token number?
See, you have to follow your registration letter. Everything is mentioned in the letter. You can come before the registration date. Like for example, it is given 15 June at the moment. So you can come on 14th or before 14th as well. But now the registration date has been changed. It was 15 June earlier. Now it will be 30th June. As I told you earlier, that a revised letter will be sent to you all. So date of starting of the college will be 30th June instead of 15 June now. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
There is a question regarding internships over here. So basically, BIMTech has a Center for Corporate Relations. So at the end of your first year, so during your second trimester, second and third trimester, so the CCR, we call it Center for Corporate Relations, will be bringing in companies to the campus, and like it's just exactly like your placements where you will be sitting for these companies, and provided your document, I mean your company, the company likes your CV and after your document verification, if you're eligible, you will be sitting for an interview, and based on your performance in the interview, so you will be getting selected for the internship.
And you will be having a session with our placement head on 18th at 11 in the morning. So we'll be sending a mailer to you tomorrow, and accordingly you can join that session if you know about the placements and internships and all those things.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening. Ma'am, I actually wanted to know if we have any sort of WhatsApp group or a Telegram group so that we can connect with each other before actually getting our academic year started.
Center-wise group will be created by the center for all the programs, and it will be created before the joining date. I mean, before 30th of June only. So accordingly, you will be send the link for all those groups, and accordingly you can join your respective center.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Shreya has asked, can I schedule a campus tour before the reporting day? Yes, Shreya, you can. So 1 or 2 days before your admission, you can come to the campus. You will have to report to the admission cell, and they will guide you further.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You just have to drop an email at admission@bimtech.ac.in.
Before scheduling my campus tour, right?
Yeah. So at what time on which date you will be coming to the campus? So you will just have to put a request, and they will report on that.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, Himanshu this side.
Yeah, someone has asked that whether a global immersion program will help you. What is it? During placements. Okay. So there is. Well, if you put it that way, when you go for a global immersion program, you basically get out of your comfort zone. So you gain international exposure, you gain new perspectives about things, about what's happening around the world. So, and apart from that, you make global connections, right? So your network increases, and at the end of it, you get an experiential learning, and you increase your employability skills. That is your, let's say your flexibility, your adaptability, cultural awareness, and so on. And these are skills that are, if you're reading, let's say Harvard Business Surveys and things like that. So these are the skills that they look for these days. So definitely, I would say if you're going for these kind of programs, it will give you a competitive edge when you sit for placements. And after you join, during the briefing session, we will also have an informal session with the students who have currently gone for an exchange program. So basically, your seniors who will be in the second year. So you can talk to them directly also, and basically they will exchange their experiences with you. And for any other questions related to the international experience, you can also get an idea from them. Any other question?
Meeting one, I had one question. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Is there a clash between the students who are going for the exchange program and the internships?
Yes, I mean, yes and no. If I tell you the entire process right now, probably you'll be confused. But yes,
Okay.
I'll just brief you about it. A student is expected to do both. You are supposed to, even if you're choosing your semester exchange, basically that is in your third trimester. As I was just mentioning, that you have to do an internship.
Right,
3
right.
months. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
what. Yeah,
carries.
that was I was asking. Like,
Yeah.
if
So
we are
that.
going for the exchange program, then how would we do the internships?
Yeah. So there are different ways where how you can accommodate both. You have to do an internship. So let's say an exchange program goes on from January to April. So if you
Okay.
school in France, so that ends in April, right? So and after
Okay.
April, May, June is when you do your internship. Okay. So that will be taken care of. You do not have to worry. So you have to, because the thing is, for your trimester 3, if you're going for your global immersion or your internship, those credits will be transferred for your trimester 3 credits, and the 9 credits for the internship you will have to earn separately. So you either do a complete internship worth 9 credits, or you do a shorter internship worth like 6 weeks of 6 credits plus a short-term project. So there are different options. I mean, once you're here, we will guide you through the process.
Okay. And are all these internships paid?
The CCR will guide you further on this. You will be having a session with the Center for Corporate Relations. That is tomorrow, I think. So day after tomorrow. So they will be guiding you through it. But yes, most of the internships are paid, but I'm not sure if all of them are paid.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? Sorry? Guest, I cannot see the question. Okay, someone has asked guest lecture series. This is open to all programs, all the 4 programs. Global exchange program is fully sponsored by the college. No, the tuition fee is sponsored by the college. So let's say your academic fees is sponsored by the college, but your living expenses, your air tickets, your visa, your health insurance over there, which I mentioned, which will come to an amount of, let's say, rupees 3.5 lakhs approximately. So that needs to be borne by the student. What disturbance are there? Do we have to pay hostel fees? No. Okay, so Chandan, your hostel fees will be refunded. So you will be basically getting a student exchange policy, which details all the points that you have to know before going for an exchange program. This includes your starting from your registration from the student exchange for the student exchange till you're coming back to BIMTECH. This includes your academic as well as your administrative details. Okay. So hostel fees in BIMTECH you do not have to pay; it will be refunded. Okay, and whereas your the number of days that you are going for, there is a calculation behind it. So the administrative department will let you know about the refund that you will get. Okay, and the hostel fees over there in your partner university, yes, you will have to pay that. But there are also many scholarships that students normally apply for. For example, we have the Erasmus Plus scholarship for students, wherein for Poland, especially Poland and Austria. So you can apply for these scholarships, and if you get them, so it's basically free of cost, and students in fact tend to save some money and come back. It is it mandatory to have above 60% in undergraduation to have better placements? Yes. Normally companies look for students who have higher percentage, of course, but it really depends on the company. I mean, your marks are not just the only category, criteria that they look for. So yeah, it could. But for the placement related questions will be answered by the Center for Corporate Relations day after tomorrow. Is there any certificate course related to RM? Okay. Aniket, you can, students who want a refund, yeah, they can apply for a refund until the commencement date. Any more questions related to international exchange? How can we personally improve our chances for getting into the exchange program? So yeah, as I told you that we have the eligibility criteria for this is your motivation to go for the exchange. So we will be, during the interview, you will be basically, apart from your marks, marks is just 30 or 40%, but the rest of it is your purpose or motivation to go for the exchange program. So, and we, during this, we, apart from checking the reason or going through the reason why you are choosing this program, we also check your communication skills, your flexibility, your willingness to adapt basically to a foreign situation, right? So these are the things that we look for.
Ma'am, I actually have a concern. But I reached out to certain alumni and the currently studying students at BIMTECH on LinkedIn, and I had a conversation with them. They told me that the last year, probably this past year, the RM students, the program PGDM RM students were not able to go for the foreign exchange program because both the durations were clashing with their on-job trainings, which actually is a part of their credit. So it is unavoidable to skip that. So how do we manage if we want to be a part of both?
That will we will be letting you know once you join the campus. That can be taken care of. I can put you in touch with an alumni, a current student from retail management who has just returned from his exchange program. So yes, students who really want to accommodate both can accommodate both. There is no concern about the OJT clashing with the student exchange program. It can be managed.
Oh, okay.
So you can, if you're interested, I'll put you in touch with someone who has gone for the exchange. It really depends on your choice and how far you're willing to, how far you're willing to go to accommodate both. There are some students who want to be in their comfort zones and want to go for one. Well, that's also possible. But if you are really competitive and you want to make your CV better, then yeah, you will have to put in some extra efforts, but you can manage both definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Please, I would like to. You just suggested that you can make me have a word with the one who was able to do both. Yeah, please. That'll be really helpful. Thank you.
Sure. Can you just send me an email on this ID so then I can connect you to him? Connect you with him.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay.